Hola, Taurus friends. Welcome to Tarot My Love. Going to do your singles, Four Pillars read. This is for May 2021. Thanks for joining me for a very special edition at the beach. And, I'd like to say this for our singles or super singles. We also do the heart spread. Put that out today for May. That's if you have someone on your mind. This one is for if you're wide open. And what we're looking for here is your real soulmate, not the next problem, the next ex-wife, the next ex-husband, but the one that's right for you, so you're going to be right for them. And we're going to look at the four pillars of relationship, the emotional aspects, intellectual aspects, the love and sexual aspects, and the um, core values and lifestyle aspects. And we're going to try to get to know them a little bit. We're going to say like we're opening a runway at the airport and your soulmate's been circling and circling, can't land because you've been busy, Taurus, with other things, places to go, people to do. But now you're open, you're totally single, and they're going to land and we're going to meet them. There we go. Now, here with me with these cards, a little different kind of read. This is Nine of Swords. And this is going to be their emotional nature and the Queen of Cups. We'll put up their intellectual nature. This is the Tower. This is the Six of Swords. Okay. Don't get too concerned about the Tower here, guys. It's a little bit of a different reading, I think. So we're trying to get to know them. Say, imagine if you're sitting across from them on a date, say. Do whatever you do on a date. Um, with the Nine of Swords. The bad childhood. So emotionally that comes into play. And swords being the mind and thoughts here. They might have a Gemini moon. I have a feeling, so I'd like to look at their astrological chart too. I'm feeling like you might see a Gemini moon with them. But the Queen of Cups underneath, okay? For this person, females are important in their life. Um, their mother is important, good or bad. Probably a huge influence. You'll probably see this in their astrological chart. You see, like the moon in the fourth house or something. Um, but emotionally, I think with the Queen of Cups, they're emotionally very. Remember, this is your person. We're not here to find fault with them. Not that kind of reading. Try to identify them, see what makes them tick, and also try to so you can really understand them as you're sitting across from them. So this is someone they're not going to show their wounds like this. In fact, I think like they might have spent a lifetime, however old they are. They might be a little bit mature here, past the age of the first out of return, 30. So they're showing as emotionally available, emotionally whole, emotionally intelligent. Um, the Queen of Cups is a very warm queen, very caring. So, they're going to be someone that leans into you and really listens. And they'll listen with a lot of depth, you know, because the Nine of Swords, they understand about the darker sides of life and the difficulties, and they understand that maybe everyone goes through dark nights of the soul. Um, because it's in the top position, Nine of Swords, they don't run away from it or anything. It's like what they've made out of all of it is as much as they can a emotionally whole and balanced self. I think they've done a pretty good job of it. I mean, if you agree, this man or woman, this Queen of Cups is beautiful, very beautiful, very whole feeling. Almost looks like the Empress there. Abundance and warmth, a bread basket. Um, then we have the Tower and the Page of Swords and the intellect position. And it's the tower's next to the Nine of Swords. Okay, so in their childhood, they went through bad things. They'll tell you about this. We tell our stories. They'll probably tell you about this. This is not something they may blog about it. Actually, I'm gonna say, it's. I think this will come up if you even if you don't direct it there. This will come up in your conversation with them. They may talk a little about the processes they use to get to the Queen of Cups. They might should write a book about that. But with the Tower here and the Nine of Swords, there's probably loss involved. If they didn't actually lose a parent, they definitely lost them to divorce. And if they lost them to divorce, it was bad. It was like dad left and took all the money, and they lived on the street bad. Dad left and took all the money. I don't want to get on the dads, but mom left, took all the money, and dad and the kids or them, had to go live on the street. Or, it was tough times. And man, it's so tough. The Nine of Swords in the Tower, it's like the other shoe's gonna drop. It's like they go around inside of them. You ask them and they'll tell you, because I don't know if they're gonna tell you this, but I bet they know this feeling. It's like a little bit. This is where they had to really go through the process to get to be the Queen of Cups, because it's that feeling of when's another shoe's gonna drop. Everything's going well. It's like the tower's gonna fall because it always did. But they didn't have any control over that. Now. And with the Queen of Cups, they do. They're an adult. They've learned to nurture themselves emotionally, take care of themselves. Maybe they went through. They might talk to you about the inner child and doing work to nurture the inner child. That's how they got there. Comes to me now. Now the Page of Swords here means they're going to talk about this with the Nine of Swords. It's with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. So it's very important to them to talk about this whole process. Why I rethought that no, they're going to maybe blog about this, huh? And blog about it from a very emotional way. So they have a talent with both words and an ability. Now look in their natal chart. Mercury to the moon, the IC to Mercury, is in some good alignment, like a trine. You'll be one of those blue lines or a sextile, possibly conjunct. Um, I betcha. And because they have an ability to speak, and the Page of Swords are very sincere. And so this, I think, the Page of Swords, they're delivering a message. So they're not gonna just ad lib. They're not gonna deliver a message and then say to the king, "Oh, by the way, I heard that." So no, so they're sincere. They're reliable. When they speak about this, they want it to be. They're very careful. Like they don't want to trigger anyone unnecessarily. Um, um, they understand that everything they say matters. In terms of this. I see a real balance of interacting here with them. They'll listen and then they'll talk. They're not withdrawn or quiet, but they're not real outgoing and like that either. But I think they will tend to turn the conversation around to like emotional, deeper things. And let's see where we go with their lifestyle and core values. Let's look at sex. Five of Swords. Again, don't read too many things into these yet. And the Five of Wands, although two fives. Wow. Okay. And the core values, that's good. Ten of Cups, lifestyle. Make no doubt about it. They want the Ten of Cups. Love is very important to them. And they need that in their life. That could be in the chart too. Just a Cancer moon could be like that. Energy in the fourth house could be like that. Where you really do. They say, "Oh, you're not supposed to need. You're supposed to be happy on your own." Well, seventh house sun. Uh, Sometimes you really need that. So they would be someone that maybe the work they do is around relationship. Maybe they're a marriage counselor. A relationship therapist of some kind. Look at that in the Six of Cups. Holy shit, guys. Yes. Wow, Ten of Cups and the Six of Cups. It's just look at the pictures. Just look at those pictures for a minute. I want to be quiet because that says something about them right there. They are such a sweet person. They are every bit this Queen of Cups right here. This person, your person, every bit this Queen of Cups, guys. Wow. Definitely emotional. They again, way they turn the conversation around. They're very emotional, and that's what means a lot. And so, what's going to mean is the Queen of Cups, and it's going to be okay because you're their soulmate. You're going to be in this orb of them of being emotionally balanced and very positive. They're the kind of person they're going to do daily prayers, affirmations. They're not going to indulge in negative thinking. That was the way they got to be the Queen of Cups. I think I tell you that. Okay, and they think about soulmates, twin flames. Probably write about it. They may be doing some kind of counseling with the Six of Cups down here too. There's a side of them that's very romantic, very kind of traditional. If there's certain things they like, take them on a picnic. Comes to mind. Surprise them. Really nice picnic, Has little glasses and little bottles of wine and little, you know, some good cheese and pita bread, maybe good olives. Oh, stop me. Um, So, um, sexually, that brings us to the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. It's your person, guys. Nobody's perfect, but this person's amazing. They have such emotional depth. They're just so sweet, sincere. But sexually, a lot of this stuff, it resides most in the body. It's hard to get out. I mean, I think if you're traumatized before the age 7 myself, I know there's some techniques that might help, um, but boy, it's just hard to get it out of the body. And we can make some adjustments in our behavior and in our mind and our lifestyle. But sexually, we're kind of left with this tension. Um, I don't think they've had a lot of. They've either had a lot of sex in their life, could have been promiscuous as a protection here for them. Like if they were in a bad place, maybe until they became the Queen of Cups, they did this. And then I think they went to not having any. And they might be celibate when they meet you. But I think what's going to happen is they need time, and it'll be all right with you guys. But this is kind of person like it's hard for them to give their body, and they they can be emotionally vulnerable and real with you, but to take that to that physical level is just handle it with a lot of tenderness and care, man or woman. You know, Women think we're sexual animals, which we kind of are, but not always. You got like a water. Watch them. They got a water moon or something. I should look for their Venus signs here. They could be a lot more emotional than you might ever think. And like I tell you, I first two times I make love to a woman, if I really am into her, which I usually don't make love to a woman unless I'm really feel like I'm in love in the first place. But I have a really hard time just coming. I don't know. It takes a few times, but everything else is good. It's kind of good in a way. So all kind of issues like this, just with them being a little tender, need a little extra stroking, as it were. Don't ever make any negative comments about them sexually with this kind of emotional energy. I just get cancer written all over it, but here would be like a Sag Mars and like Aquarian Venus, maybe something like that. Yeah. So let me know, guys, what you think. I think this kind of describes your soulmate. I hope so. We appreciate your likes. It's easy. It's good karma, and I appreciate you subscribing, guys. Thank you. If you do, it helps us a lot.